So this new show, Velma, is on HBO Max. It's by the comedian Mindy. I think she was on The Office and, the Mindy Project. And it's a rated R series following Velma's, experiences in high school. And so it does not have Shaggy, and it does not have Scooby-Doo. Instead of Shaggy, you have a guy named Norval, which is Shaggy's real name. Right? And he makes it very clear, his running joke in the series, besides the fact that he has a crush on Velma, is that he cannot stand drugs. He actually says, I can't stand anything 420 related. I can't stand any drug related humor. He brings that up 3 times, right? Velma's obsessed with trying to find out what happened to her missing mother. And so far it turns out that her mother just abandoned the family because, everybody was awful. So her dad got hooked up with a waitress. The weirdest storyline is Fred. So Fred is an egotistical psychopath who has not gone through puberty yet. Okay, so Fred has not gone through puberty yet, which is actually a huge character trait about him, because he's framed for murder and he has to prove that he's an innocent little man child. And Velma's actually very mean. She just puts everyone around her down. She's just constantly pointing out people's faults. And there's no Scooby whatsoever. It actually sounds more like they had an idea for a show and they slapped together the Scooby-Doo characters last second. Now, with all that said and done, so I don't like judging anything without seeing it first, right? So I sat down and I watched the first 2 episodes. And the first one really puts a bad taste in your mouth because it opens up with them being super meta. So you show all the girls in the shower together in high school, and they're like, oh, I hate shows that show gratuitous nudity and just pointless blah blah blah, right? So it's super meta. It's super make sure you drop some F-bombs and make sure you curse and show some blood and guts to show how edgy you are. But look, now, hear me out. When the story actually starts, it's not a burning dumpster fire. It's more of a normal dumpster. So, it's the dumpster full of gasoline that you want to set on fire. Wow. And in the second episode, I legitimately laughed a few times, mostly because of Norville and Fred. Those 2 are the funniest characters on the show. Because they just made Fred a complete lunatic. I mean, he is just, he's just insane. So that's kind of fun. But my problem is, I don't know. Should I go on a rant? Would you? I'm trying to remember what I'm supposed to do now that I have the mushroom drop. Okay, you want to rant? Here's a rant. I have a serious issue with adult animation. I really do. I have a very serious issue with adult animation. And that is because the creators of adult animation think that extreme violence, constant cursing, social commentary, and racial humor and sex humor is amazing writing. All right, they throw on just tons of violence, and then they're like, they do meta commentary, and they want to be kind of like Family Guy mixed with Rick and Morty. And basically, it's just horribly cringe humor that they're like, we think people like this kind of humor because Rick and Morty's popular. And that's insane because you have children's shows who handle adult writing so much better than adult animations. Like, you have shows like The Owl House or Gravity Falls or She-Ra that tackles social commentary, political upheaval, romance, drama so much better. It's meant for children, and they handle it so much better than adult animation, who are just like, ha ha ha, we showed boobies on screen. Isn't that funny? Don't you get the joke? And the problem is all the adult animations are the same. They have the same art style. They have the same lack of detail and lack of love. They're just copy and paste. Let's have the characters be very simplified. Except when we show the violence, and then we're going to get very gratuitous. There's a way to do this, the violent, sexy humor properly. And if you want that, you watch Harley Quinn. Okay, because they nailed that style of humor. First of all, the animation is very well detailed. All right. There's a lot of love put into it. But Harley Quinn is able to keep true to the source material. All the characters, as insane and zany as they are still really well done. Mr. Freeze is still trying to save his wife. Penguin still runs a nightclub as a weapons runner. Bane is still able to kick Batman's ass. But they're all wacky and silly and over the top. But it works because the people respect the source material and they respect the audience's intelligence. And that's what I feel like Velma right now is teetering on that edge. Like, it's just it's almost there on being like Brinkleberg or Brinkleberry or wherever the hell that piece of crap show was. Or, like every other animated series for adults that get canceled after a season. Because nobody realizes that we don't want to watch the same garbage every day. The reason Rick and Morty works with this style of humor is because they actually have witty commentary and witty dialogue, and you actually want to keep watching. Like, what they have continuity. They want you to know what happens next with the characters. Is this your way of telling me to shut up? How dare you? How dare you? By the way, I have no idea what the hell we're doing. I kind of went to that forest by mistake and got the mushroom tears. I have no clue where we're supposed to go.